Hey guys, the Fast Mango here. This is my first YouTube video that I will be filming. Just a little introductory. This is actually my 2004 Honda Accord. It has a motor swap, believe it or not. And I know that's might be hard for you guys to believe, but it's actually a V8. So I've had this car for about 5-6 years now. I decided that I wanted to do a quick motor swap on it. I was kind of tired of how it was performing with what was in there, and so I put a motor together in my garage. And unfortunately I didn't do a whole lot of filming for that motor video, but I do have lots of pictures, and there will be a video released soon. Probably the next video will be the montage of the engine being put together and put in the car and everything that really went into this car. It took me a long time and a lot of hard work, but it came out really good. And I'm excited to show you guys more about what's in here, and I'll give you guys a quick overview of what I've got, what I'm running, what kind of power I'm putting out, a quick engine bay video, and just gonna give you guys a quick update on where I'm at with this, and more exciting content to come. Gotten into some roll races with it, and it's just a really fun car. I really enjoy working on these types of things. Alright, well, all joking aside, let's show off the engine bay in this 1967 Camaro. I'll open it up for you guys and let you guys have a look. So here we go, hood's open. This actually started off as an LQ9 block. It is an iron block, 6.0. It's been honed out about, I want to say 30 thousandths over. It has 317 heads on it. And I chose the iron block specifically because the iron block can handle a lot more power than an aluminum block, and I've seen a lot of aluminum blocks crack on the inside walls above the crankshaft, and I really didn't want to have to deal with something like that. So I just went ahead and put that block in there. It's not much heavier, and it's plenty of power for this car. So it has an LQ9 truck block with 317 ported heads. The block is actually decked. The heads themselves are actually decked. And the compression, I believe, is around 10.5 to 1. It does run on pump gas, but that's pushing it. We're thinking it makes somewhere around 500 wheel. It's got, obviously it has a cam in it, and that we also put forged pistons in it with valve reliefs, so that helped a little bit too. It has an LS6 intake on it with aftermarket fuel injectors. These are actually Volvo injectors. Off of a turbo Volvo car. They flow about 42 pounds, and yeah, I'm really liking them. I had some Deka 60 pounders on there, but it was too much. It was over fueling a lot. So we have this setup on here now with the Jegs fuel rails, and the trans is a 4L80 straight cut gears, 3000 stock converter, good for about 1,000 flywheel horsepower. I didn't ever want to have to mess with it again. It does have a shift kit, and I'm running the Terminator X harness. Now, some of you guys may not be familiar with that. The Terminator X harness is pretty much plug and play. There is some electrical that I did have to do. I wired this up myself. It's a fuse panel with relays and circuit breaker fuses. So here's my power distribution. I got some ignition relays, some circuit breaker fuses, all that stuff. Still need to draw a diagram out for this because I don't remember how I did it. But that controls all the engine stuff. Everything that controls the body is inside in its own power distribution module. The thing that most people don't know is the Holley harness, all you have to really do is you have to add powers and grounds for your computer, for your transmission control, all that stuff that powers the solenoids. That's all wired through there. And really the rest of it is just kind of plug and play. You have to make your fuel system handmade. I made it with AN lines, and my fuel pump and everything is actually mounted underneath the car on the frame rail. And with an inline pump, I chose that instead of the in-tank. The inline pump works great. I haven't had any problems with it. It's a Walbro fuel pump. And yeah, I was able to use the stock tank on this car, modified the return system by adding a 69 Camaro Quadrajet fuel sender that has a return on it. So the other cool thing about the Holley harness is you actually get a screen with it. It's a little Terminator X screen. You can read out all the stuff that for the engine. You can set up your own parameters, and it will display to this screen. So the next thing that I'm gonna do on this car is I'm gonna actually take the gauges out, and you can put a big screen down there that electronically displays all the readings from your gauges. So it's like a dashboard. But I installed a B&M shifter, and my ECU is actually mounted behind the dashboard. We're still a work in progress. We're still cleaning stuff up, but all my harness, all my wiring is underneath the car, dashboard tucked out of the way, and I've started reassembling the dashboard. I had everything apart just so I could, I took everything out of this car. So we did that, and then we also paired it with the Recaro seats. They fit really nicely in this car. We also have a center console coming up that I'm gonna need to build for this. And yeah, those will just be a couple projects. I have a couple more wiring things, but car's mostly done. Probably a rear end sometime in the near future, as well as some braking upgrades. It does have a tubular suspension in the front, and it does have power steering. So that has all been hooked up as well. Another cool thing about this build was I actually modified all the electrical for the lighting system to run special lights. Here's the tail light circuit. They're actually LED chipboards from Dapper Lighting. I really like them. That does not look like that. For me, it looks just like a regular light. I don't know why the phone picks that up so weird, but that's pretty weird. I want to see what it looks like with the turn signals on. I have sequential turn signals. I did wire that in. Here's a look at the HIDs for the front. They're really beautiful. They're super bright at night. I had no problems whatsoever. Here's a quick look at the sequential turn signals. As far as tires go, these are Nitto NT 555s, directional racing tires. Really love them. They hook up pretty good, unless I really hammer on it, which is pretty easy to do in this car. But when you're rolling, they are good. And then I have the American Racing wheels. I actually don't remember what model these are. I just really like how they look because I'm kind of into the whole pro touring type thing. I used to have those Rally Sports on here, and I just didn't really like them that much. But yeah, so we changed that up. The car is lowered 2 inches in the front. I need to do the rear still. And if you're curious what type of exhaust I'm running, it is a MagnaFlow 3-inch stainless steel. It actually sounds really good. It sounds pretty much like a Corvette when you're really getting on it. And I'm really impressed with the exhaust. It's actually what I had on here before with the old engine. I had it adapted over to fit with these headers and everything. And then I mounted an external transcooler, obviously, for the 4L80. As you can see, it displays readings as soon as the screen turns on. Gear and it's ready to go. Oh, broke the tires loose there for a second. So just for reference, I will be making more videos, tutorials on how, from General Electronics, how to wire stuff like this up, relays, circuit breakers, how all that stuff works for those of you who don't really know and would like to learn some of that stuff. That's kind of my favorite thing to do, is the electronics. And then some tips and tricks, and maybe even what breakdown video of what it actually costs to do something like this, because it is expensive. If you're doing it yourself and you have some kind of idea of what you're doing, then it really does change how much you have to put into it. This was actually fairly inexpensive, but I can also do a cost breakdown video on what it takes to actually do something like this. And then some simple tips and tricks and things that you may not know that I made the mistake of and I learned from doing this. Things as simple as when you're moving a cam sensor from the rear. This is a Gen 3 LS engine. They have a cam sensor in the rear, and I moved it to the front. And just the amount of problems I had from doing that. You have to change the wiring up a bit, and it's a different sensor, and you have to put a gear on the front. All kinds of stuff like that. We'll also be doing other engine swaps, other projects, all kinds of stuff on this channel. Car meets. I actually have a car meet video that I've it was a classic car meet that I filmed today. That should be going up soon, and it's just going to be a collaboration of all kinds of cool cars and events, and just cool stuff to keep you guys entertained, so you can and maybe even inspire some of you. And feel free to reach out in the comments. I'm going to try and read as many comments as I can with any questions you have about something like this. I'm always there to help. I love working on stuff like this, and it's just fun, man. I really have no issues with helping you guys out. Anyways, that's about it for today. I just wanted to say hi, let everyone know that I'm here, and this is the first video on my YouTube channel, and I hope you guys enjoy. Hit like and subscribe if you're interested in learning more about this stuff and just want to see some more cool stuff. All right, guys, have a good one. I'm out. Bye.